kidney punches, all right?
McCracken working the body with both hands, as Del Torrance asked. Good listener, McCracken.
Very good round for McCracken.
Okay, stop. Coming in. That's it. Watch your head. Hands up.
So we come to the end of round number 8, and Robert McCracken really starting to take hold of this fight against Lonnie Beasley. So it would take a knockout for, or at the very least, a couple of knockdowns for Lonnie Beasley to get back in this fight. I have exactly the same score on my card. Beasley's corner wants more combinations, and it's going to take every bit of that.
Yeah, they're saying not even hard, just get in for some punches, make it flashy, steal the judge's attention. But if he's behind enough on points, as we think he is, just stealing the judge's attention to steal a round or two is not going to get it done. He needs to have something happen here for him in terms of a knockdown or two.
Right hand from McCracken, so McCracken clearly more heavy-handed puncher with the 2, and Beasley absorbing punishment to the body on the ropes.
Yeah, and McCracken finally, in the last 2 rounds, really has turned his attention to body punching, and it's been effective for him.
Well, and again, that was the advice of Del Torrance between the 8th and 9th rounds, or rather the 7th and 8th rounds. But that said, I want to see McCracken against a couple of other guys before I start talking about him as a potential title holder, I think.
Yeah, perhaps with a guy with a different style, rather than the spoiler kind of style that Beasley possesses, he will look better. But with the style that he has himself, McCracken, in the first place, that's not going to send fight fans running with fistfuls of cash to the box office. He's a good fighter. I mean, technically, he does a lot of things really good. And if he goes on like this, he's going to be 31-0 after tonight.
That's true. You know, the truth of the matter is, it could make him an attractive opponent for a title shot, because he doesn't have a big punch. He's not a guy who is a huge threat to get you out of there. He's an upright fighter, effective jab, and a fairly good right hand, and works the body fairly well, but he would look good as an opponent. It's a strange thing to say.
Don't hit the back of the head. Okay, gentlemen, step back.
And truth be told, outside of Bernard Hopkins, who is clearly the class, I mean, just way above the other middleweight champions, Bernard is certainly among the top fighters in the world today, pound for pound, and certainly the best among the middleweights. So the other middleweight champions are not what you would call great fighters. William Jaffe, Lonnie Bradley, Keith Holmes. They're all guys who, if you're a pretty good fighter, you can give them some competition.
Don't punch, come in. Break.
McCracken could be getting a little tired here, too. I think Bradley's legs left him a couple rounds ago. End of the 9th round. And pretty much more of same. Well, weeknights at midnight, it's the last word. Jim Rome, out of the jungle, into your heart. Wally Matthews from New York Newsday. It's Sports Talk for the Fearless. That's the last word. Weeknights at midnight, right after Fox Sports News. Check your local listings.
When you get close to him, put those combinations together. The guy's dead tired, but when you step back and stop in front of him, you give him a chance to recover. Okay? Step a little closer and bang up the top in the body.
Round coming up, you guys. One
thing Robert McCracken has done is follow the advice of his corner very well.
Coming up, you guys have put on a hell of a show. Thank you, baby. Hands out. All right. Good, baby. I'm trying to rush you right now. Come on, go.
There's not much desperation in the corner of Beasley, even though this is the 10th and final round of the fight. And I would have to think...
last round. Step back, box. Don't get sloppy now.
probably the most encouraging thing for McCracken if he goes on to win this decision. We have him in that position right now. Barry, this would be his biggest win, basically. I mean, it would be his first win over really a recognized contender.
Well, he does seem to be, as you said, a very trainable fighter. And I think he would probably do pretty well against a guy who is a straight-ahead fighter. I think Beasley has that kind of style that gives people trouble. Sorry to say, though, it's interesting that there was no desperation in the corner of Lonnie Beasley. I would have thought that his people would say, you got to go out there and get it.
Well, I think maybe even they're taking into consideration the year-and-a-half layoff and probably don't believe that he can go out there and get him out of there. And they might be satisfied with what they're getting out of it, even if it's a decision loss. 10 good rounds against the number 3 contender in the world. And this will make him sharper for the next time out, as long as he doesn't wait another 18 months to fight.
It would also mean, however, 3 losses in a row for Lonnie Beasley, and in danger of falling into that opponent's category.
You know, even what I've seen from him tonight, and again, I don't think he's in the best of shape, and again with the inactivity, I don't think any club fighters are going to be beating Lonnie Beasley right now.
I don't think so either, and I really wonder, it looks to me like if he were a little more dedicated about this, he could get back at 154, where it seems as though he would be more comfortable. He fought his last fight at 153 pounds, was 59 for the fight against Lonnie Bradley.
Of course, at 154, you've got the likes of, Felix Trinidad. That's true. Keith Mullings and soon Oscar De La Hoya waiting for him. Maybe he figured his best chances were as a middleweight.
So we head for the end of this one, and I don't think the outcome is too much in doubt here, as Robert McCracken has come on from about the 3rd round on. Beasley cranked the right hand there.
Yeah, he's done some good things again in this round. I think Beasley sucked it up a little before this round. Wanted to go out and close the show if he could in a positive manner.
And did a pretty good job of that. Might possibly have even won this last round. So this one is in the books, and Lonnie Beasley, pretty proud of himself. I think in his mind, he feels he might have won the fight here. So Honeybee hoping to sting here, and I think it was McCracken who wound up cracking. We're coming back with a decision after this.
10,000 eyes are on me.
Without a new 98 Jimmy, you could let all the winter fun just slip by, or push a button and get the command of Jimmy's 4-wheel drive system. 98 Jimmy, a luxurious interior, a go-anywhere attitude, and love button. Available push-button 4-wheel drive to handle almost any driving condition. Drive it for $329 per month with a 36-month GMAC Smart Lease. 98 Jimmy, the sure-footed sport utility from GMC. See Jim Causley, Pontiac GMC in Mount Clemens.
Prepare to turn your volume up. 3, 2, 1.
We finance everyone, regardless of your credit problem. Call the 24-hour hotline at 776-3600. We have immediate on-site approval. We can have you driving your new car within an hour. And we specialize in financing everyone. Consumer Auto Sales, located on Gratiot at 9.5 Mile. Call the 24-hour hotline at 776-3600. You could be driving today.
City, and before we get to the decision of this fight, let's take a look at the men power punch of the night. And actually, it was the power punches of the night tonight. It came in our first fight, and it was Adán Vargas getting Narciso Rodriguez on the ropes. Double right hand, comes right back with a left hand. Right hand over the top, left hand straight ahead. Right hand, then a left hand, another right hand. These are the men power punches of the night. They were delivered by Adán Vargas, who won the NABF Bantamweight title in our first fight. Right now, let's go to the center of the ring. Thomas Treiber with a decision in this one. Thomas?
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, we go to the scorecards, and we have a unanimous decision. Judge Larry Rosadia scores the bout 97 to 93. Judge Lou Filippo scores the bout 96 to 94. And Judge Dick Young scores the bout 98 to 92. All in favor of your winner, Robert McCracken.
Well, Robert McCracken is a winner by unanimous decision in his second fight here in the United States and has run his undefeated record to 31 out and none down with 19 knockouts and a FIGA test, I think.